On the first day of shooting, and I was like, how did I get here? Like, I don't know what to do anymore. Being a teenager and, you know, you're trying to figure out who you are and you can't articulate yourself. I saw him one day in a deli. My grandpa says it's the car of the future because you don't have to move. You just... Hi, this is Gia Coppola and you're watching Stark Insider.
This is a big goofball. Big complexity.
What are you doing sitting in that locker?
I don't know, I just like it sometimes.
Surprised you can fit in there.
I guess.
Wow. Is everything okay? I haven't seen you at practice the past couple days.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I fell behind on a bunch of schoolwork, so I've been catching up.
Mm-hmm.
I promise I'll be there next week. Do I still get to play?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everything's okay. You know, you can talk to me, right? That's part of what a coach does.
Okay.
If you need help with homework, I'm pretty good at that, too.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't you just bring your schoolwork to my house? Can you babysit next time?
Okay, I will.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see you at practice.
Yeah, I promise. I will.
Promise?
Promise.
Okay. Don't get stuck in there.
I was sort of giggling like, oh, there's James Franco, and then later that night I went to some party and he was there, and we got introduced by my mom who had met him prior to some, I don't know, while I was in college or something.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember you from the deli earlier today, and he had remembered me as well, and he, you know, he's interested in what younger people are kind of doing creatively. I kind of wasn't in my mindset to make a feature-length film, but I was excited by the chance to work with him, and he made me feel comfortable and believed in me that I could do it. So he kind of took me just through it step by step.
What did you learn over the course of the 5 years of producing this film that was most surprising?
I guess the fact that, you know, it's a movie about teenagers, I kind of, making your first feature, you kind of go through all of those emotions all over again, being a teenager, and you know, you're trying to figure out who you are and you can't articulate yourself, and kind of all that weird struggle. But I mean, I was fortunate enough to have James around because he's so multi-talented, and because he wrote the books, he told me the inspiration behind his characters, and because he's a director, he was there to help me when I needed help. But you know, he kind of made it very he always told me that, you know, from the beginning that, like, he wanted me to have my own interpretation, but, you know, he was there to support me. The hardest part was really just kind of struggling to get the financing and all that kind of heartbreak of thinking it's about to happen and putting all this work into it and then have it fall apart was just really disheartening.
So did that happen a couple of times before it finally took off? Or?
Yeah, it sort of reached a point where I was like, I don't, you know, I'll believe it when I see it, and I was just kind of riding through all the motions, and finally I was just on the first day of shooting, and I was like, how did I get here? Like, I don't know what to do anymore, and I got really nervous, but it's sort of good to just not really know what to expect and just kind of go with it.
Yeah, but I do things all the time for no reason.
Mm-hmm. It's because you're young, and you don't know why you do things, but there's always a reason. No? Mm-mm. Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to, couldn't you just say that the reason everything's happened is because of one thing that happened at the very, very, very beginning of time?
Mm-hmm. If you wanted to be a smartass. Sorry.
That's okay.
So how did you, like, learn all the pieces? Did you read, like, at night as well? Like, how do I do this piece? Or how did you get the skills?
Well, there was a few different things. I mean, I learned a lot from working on my grandpa's film Twixt and kind of being with him from start to finish on his movie and seeing how he works with actors. But also, James had told me to make a test film of one of the stories and not worry about what it looks like, but just kind of use my friends as actors. I enjoyed when they would keep the scene fresh by surprising me. I mean, I guess you could say the scene with Nat in Fred in Emily's room, and he's playing the guitar, and that was sort of like, I just said, find a way to seduce her, like, I don't want to know, just show me, and that was the first take, and he made this great song, and I was like, that was so beautiful.
Has your family members seen this film now, and what's been the kitchen table conversation around it?
They're my family, so they're going to be supportive no matter what, and they're excited that I'm entering into their field or whatever. But it was important for me to like find my own legs and figure it out, and I feel like that's how you learn as a person, is by facing challenges and not getting help. It's not interesting to me, at least.
Okay, let's do the Stark Threes. First question: what's your favorite gadget?
Maybe the iPhone. My grandpa says it's the car of the future because you don't have to move. You just.
What's your favorite food?
I like cheeseburgers a lot.
Any kind?
In-N-Out.
Yeah. And then the third is, what's your favorite drink that you love to sip on? Wine?
I went to bartending school, so I like making martini.
Oh, you did?
A gin martini, yeah.
Do you have any advice for people making a gin martini?
Cold, cold, cold.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Gia, for your time. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a dignitary in here? Or?
No, Bono's in there. I'm just joking. Just joking. I don't know. He's
It's for the San Francisco Film Festival. Plus, you have your own wine now. I saw it.
Oh yeah, I should have said that was my favorite drink.
Are you trying to rearrange her room now?